All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Memphis. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Memphis International tonight for 135 laps. Great little track located in Tennessee. It's race number 7 of the season, and this is a new one. Going to hit these guys in the face. 135 laps here tonight, and this is going to be a wild one, man. A little short track action. And you know what? It is live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, the Buschwackers Series heads to Memphis International tonight. Little blues music, and who's going to be singing the blues at the end of the night? We're going to find out. Hang on, boys and girls. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in. Starting a little bit late here. We've had some updates with the game, so we're trying to get things tightened up here. But again, thanks so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and we got Memphis International here tonight. Been holding up these guys for a little bit. We've had an update. I had a graphics card update I had to do as well, so thank heavens for high-speed internet. Again, thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Peace out there. Oh, my gosh. It's the weekend. Thanks for joining us here tonight. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And then also, if you'd like to make a donation, there's a banner or the link up in the banner of the channel. And Memphis is going to be a fun one here tonight, man. I'm excited about this one. We have not faced this track before, thanks to Paulo Chachalowski. A little bit of a work in progress, I think, with this track. We're going to send our suggestions to Paulo, but thanks to him and his crew at Team Cha-Cha for converting this track over from rFactor 1. And then share my videos with all your friends, any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. And also, please go down to the description of this race and click on the Fanatec website link and help me out. If you're interested in purchasing something through them, please use my link. All right, man, I'll tell you what, the Buschwackers Series got the work cut out for them tonight. Buschwackers Series got their work cut out for them tonight here at Memphis. We'll take a look at the track here. 3/4 of a mile in length, 1.2 kilometers, 4 turns. Banking in the turns at 11 degrees. Front straight, 4 degrees. This is a D-shaped oval, as you see. And you see it's a little bit tighter on one end of that track than the other. Back straight, 3 degrees of banking. And this thing's tough on tires, but it's also tough on nerves, too, man. You got to really manage how you enter these turns. And again, this is going to be a fun one, I think. Buschwackers Series here at Memphis. These guys have kicked it over to the qualification session, I think. Tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you want an rFactor 2 server for your league, or you want to host your website or online store, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. That's who hosts our website here at High Octane Racing League, and I always have to do this. I always have to refresh it in my OBS browser to get it to come up. Refresh the page. There we go. I should probably do that ahead of time, huh? But there's highoctaneracing.net. Please come on over and check us out. Get updates of schedules, who's winning what, point standings, and a good quick link to TurnLeftTV. And, of course, who's running what throughout the week. You can see that on the rFactor 2 times page. Right now in the qualification session. Christian Wilson, the top time of 22.178 here so far. Take a look at Arthur Vieta in his qualification attempt. So 22.178 is the time to beat. Arthur Vieta in that 4 car. 22.9 or 21.930. Look at that. Vieta second, but Todd Robillard beats him out. At least for lap 1. We'll take a look at who else we got out there. Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine. His qualification attempt. A little bit of a connection issue there for him. He's racing from Brazil. .808 is his time. Well, Brown's jumped to second on the grid. Let's see what lap number 2 does for the 77 car. So it looks like Paul Brown at the top of the grid. I think we got a couple guys that have DQ'd for some reason. There we go. Looks like we've taken care of the DQs. I'm busy, man. Busy. Doing admin stuff, running a broadcast, watching the race. What else am I doing? Drinking coffee. 7 minutes left of the qualification session. And Bardelli Jr. appears to be out on the track right now. That 91 car looks like he might have smacked the wall. With a 21.914 for Bardelli Jr. Second on the grid for him. I think we're going to have some guys join us here in the warm-up session, too. We got a little bit more drivers in the TeamSpeak channel as we do out on the track. I think Lucas Simpfer is out on the track now. We'll take a look at Lucas Simpfer. 21.611 is the time to beat. That's Todd Robillard's time. Bardelli Jr. second. Paul Brown third. Willis is fourth. Arthur Vieta is fifth. What can Lucas Simpfer lay down here in this 21 car? Ed Palumbo looking like he has to qualify too. 21.688 for Lucas Simpfer in that first lap. Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. Thought qualification was over? Nope, I don't think so. Ed Palumbo in the mellow yellow Camaro. 54 out on the track. So Ed Palumbo with a 21.909 in that first lap. It's seventh on the grid in the mellow yellow sponsor machine. Oh, a little loose there for the 54 car. That's going to scrub that time, that's for sure. It looks like seventh for the 54, Ed Palumbo. Take a look at our chat. We got some chatters in here already. Givaldo, he's giving us the rundown, man. Good to see Givaldo. He says Memphis International. Fastest NASCAR speed. This circuit was the 2000 Xfinity Series. Jeff Green, that's a name blast for the past there. So good luck to all participants. Great night to my friend Heath Johnson. Yeah, man. Good to see you, Givaldo. Buona noche. Who's going to be the winner? I don't know, man. That's a good question. Who can save tires? Who can stay out of trouble? Who keep it out of the wall? Be patient here. That's the some of the keys here, and we'll talk about the keys to the race in the warm-up session. Scott Pinkham in here, too, to wish Todd Robillard good luck and cheer him on. Good to see Scott out tonight. That is Todd's cousin, as I'm being told. So we do have a qualification, a little left to go, but everybody has done their laps. Looks like we might have a couple more drivers joining us during the warm-up session once the qualifications are officially finished. We got some big races headed this way this weekend, and that's the Saturday Night Thunder at Darlington. The Lady in Black, 110 laps there in the Saturday Night Thunder. We took a week off to sort of get the schedule off sequence. No, we are not running Memphis next week in the Saturday Night Thunder, but we've got Darlington Raceway, 110 laps coming tomorrow. And, man, I tell you what, I'm going to be racing in that race, and I am a little scared. So that's coming up tomorrow night. If you'd like to join us, there's the Discord link. Join us on Discord. Come on out and race with us. Open setups, very fun race. And then we got a big one coming up on Memorial Day weekend here in the United States on May the 28th. The night before the Indianapolis 500, we're going to run Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the brand new IndyCar mod. 100-lap race. That's 250 miles in the Dallara mod, the official Studio 397 stuff. And this is going to be a good one, man. It's going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Qualification starts at 3 p.m. on Saturday, May the 28th. That's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. Come on out and join us, man. It's going to be a big field, and hopefully we'll have a good race. Let's take a look at the keys to the race here. Tonight, these are my keys to the race. Patience. And that means saving tires, man. I think those two things go hand in hand, man. Patience. You're going to be in traffic, and you got to be patient, man. Pit stops on point. Pit road speed is 40, but it's kind of a funky pit lane a little bit. So patience, save tires, pit stops on points, and head on a swivel tonight, man. Because when things go awry here at this 3/4 mile track, then you're going to be able to. How are you going to be able to avoid it? That is the key, man. So those are my 4 keys to the race here tonight. Peace to everybody tonight. Thanks for joining us here on Turn Left TV. Look at that, Jim Willis coming in here, and who is that there? Who is that? I don't know those characters. Let's see. I have to look at my Discord here. Oh, it's Dennis Udichin sneaking in here. Dennis, definitely thinking about you, buddy. I was going to give you a message here after the race, man. I hope everything's okay for you and your family. Definitely thinking about you each and every day, thinking about you guys. So thank you so much for joining us here. Keep kicking butt, buddy. Keep kicking butt. Tiago Gomez in here as well. Good to see him in here. But, yeah, Dennis, hopefully we'll get a chat a little bit later. Tiago Gomez joining us in the chat, too. He's already racing tonight, so good luck to him. Well, let's take a look at the qualification results. Todd Robillard in the 90 qualifies in P1. Lucas Simpner in that effort in his second lap there gains that second position. Outside pole. Claudio Bardelli Jr. inside row 2. Paul Brown starts in 4th. Jim Willis inside row 3. Arthur Vieira is in that 4 car is 6th. Ed Palumbo starts at his 7th position. Christian Wilson, good qualification effort for him, qualifies 8th. Givaldo Spindola qualifies in the 9th position. Tiago Gomez qualifies in 10th. Qualifying in the 11th position is John Stanley. Sorry, John. Sean Jacobs qualifies in 12th, and we got another driver there. Looks like Sean. We've got Tim Lansbury joining us as well, so he's going to start in the 14th position. Looks like we have got just a little under 8 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Well, I don't know, man. Have we looked at the season standings? I don't think we have. Let's take a look at the season standings. Let's try page 1 first. Claudio Bardelli Jr. has got a 23-point lead over Todd Robillard. He sits in the 2nd position. Paul Brown just behind in 3rd. Preston Hassel not here tonight. 4th in points. You see Craig Marizon, Arthur Vieira. Pretty tight battle there between 5th and 6th. Lucas Simpner is in the 7th position. Sean Jacobs 8th. Givaldo Spindola in the 9th position. Tiago Gomez rounding out the top 10. And second page, which you've already seen. I don't even need to go through this. Ricky Emerson 11th. Chris Hughes 12th. Tim Lansbury, John Stanley 13th and 14th. You see Dan Richter, Jesus Iglesias 15th and 16th. Dana Grover 17th. Jim Willis 18th. Ed Palumbo 19th. And Jessica Pelletier rounding out at the top 20. Third page, Will Dunbar, Christian Wilson, 21st and 22nd. Almeida and Madiak, these guys racing just part-time, 1 or 2 races there. 24th, 25th. Jomar Peixoto, 26th. Gary Madu, 27th. And Mike Schreiner, 28th. So about 5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. And again, we'll take a look at this track again, just so you get an idea of what these guys are going to face. And we'll jump on board with one of these guys. See, 3/4 of a mile in length. Banking in the turns at 11 degrees. Front stretch 4 degrees, and the back stretch 3 degrees. So it's a tough one, man. Located in Millington, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis. Go on board here with Claudio Morgelli Jr. He takes a lap in this bad boy. He has no idea we're behind the wheel with him. A little wide track there, but tough on tires. And a D shape to this oval, so this front stretch never a straightaway. Some guys are downshifting to third. You see the back end of this car wanting to come around a little bit, so that'll probably cure itself once tires start to wear out. Well, I'm going to get my pick in for the race here. To win this race, my pick is Arthur Vieira. Mr. Deguste Burger. So that's my pick to win this race. I think Arthur Vieira, man, he's showing a lot of speed here in the warm-up session, and this guy's due for a win. It's been a little bit for him. So we got about 2.5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Preston Hassel joining us in here. Good to see Preston. Apparently out with friends. Out with friends tonight, you know. You know, like out with a friend tonight. Stay off your phone, buddy. Stay off your phone. Out with a friend tonight. It's a good looking car there for Bardelli Jr. I like that. You know, he's had this scheme for a bit, but he changed the number on the side. Different font. I think it looks good. Paul Brown to 77. This is Preston Hassel's choice. Preston out with a friend, Hassel. That's his choice, so he's picking Paul Brown. It's a good pick. Good pick. I think Scott Pinkham's going to be picking Todd Robillard tonight, I would imagine. So just over a minute left to go in the warm-up session. All right, just under a minute left to go. Everybody got their picks in? Take a look at Sean Jacobs, Western Auto sponsor machine. All right, boys and girls, I think that's it. Let's go. Time to get this party started here. Time to get this party started at Memphis. I don't know about you, man. I'm not sure who's got the advantage here, but I'm going with Vieira tonight. That's a good call, I think. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Looks like my microphone was maxing out there. I apologize for that, but man, OBS is updated, and the game updated, and Windows update.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, the starting order here tonight. Todd Robillard in the 90 starts in P1. Lucas Simfner will start second. Claudio Bardelli Jr. inside row 2. Paul Brown starts in 4th in the 77 car. Starting in 5th is Jim Willis in the 53. Art Vieira in 6th in that 4 car. My pick to win this race. Ed Palumbo in the 54 starts 7th. Christian Wilson in the 30 starts in the 8th position. Starting in 9th is Givaldo Spindle in the 68. 9X of Thiago Gomez starts in 10th. Sean Jacobs in the 24 starts 11th. And Tim Lansbury in the 82 starts in the 12th position. So the 90 car will lead the field to take the green flag here. 135 laps. And I've got a pace car that looks like the Steve Freese Camaro right there in the front. I don't know why it started doing that. But so here we go. We got 2 laps, and I believe if that was the real pace car, the lights would be out on it. I think we're ready to go. This game, right? You see the car getting ready to go off the track to come down pit lane. 45 mile an hour by the 90 car. Let's keep this caution free. So here we go. It's Memphis. All right, we're off. '90 car there, inch and ahead of the 21. Down the backstretch, the 21 says, hey, I want to lead this race. He's down to the inside. 90 car using that outside line, and that muscle there coming off the turn. That Camaro holding on to that spot. Lucas Simfner in the Ford is in second. That 21 Ford school bus sponsor machine of all things. Just pushing the issue there on the inside, not able to pull off that pass. Take a look at the 77 car. He's running in third. Got a good battle here. Bardelli Jr. and Ed Palumbo, the 54 and the 91. They're nose to tail now. They got it figured out. Interesting here. Coming off the turn. Side by side back there in the pack is 24 and the 82. They were side by side. Thiago Gomez side by side as well, but now they got it figured out. Sean Jacobs running in the 10th position. Lansbury in 11th. Those guys didn't get a lot of practice in. They were sort of dealing with some issues here. After this game update, it looks like some guys have been having some issues connecting, so hopefully they'll get that worked out. the 90, Todd Robillard is the leader. Simpler is in second. Paul Brown third. Jim Willis in the fourth position. Good run here so far for him. He's in that fourth spot. Looking out of the front of his machine at Paul Brown. He enters turn 3. Began way up into that outside wall there for the 53 car, that Black Rifle sponsored machine. Paul Brown in the 77, starting to close in on that 21 car. Paul Brown, one of the best in the business about figuring it out, huh? Always seems to be able to find a way to win those races, man, I tell you. I don't think there's a driver out there that's really better at being able to adjust the car as the race dictates. You know, the rubber gets down on the track, car starts to get a little bit loose. He is able to keep on top of it. And that's why he wins a lot of races. Take a look at this 90 car, is the leader. Going to take a look at Art Vieta here making this pass on Ed Palumbo. Little bit of tire smoke coming off that 54 car. He got into the turn hot there in the 4 car down on the bottom side. Going to try to take this position, and he gets a spot. So Vieta in 6th. Ed Palumbo is in the 7th position. That was just a moment ago. Sean Jacobs running in the 10th spot. Getting around Tim Lansbury, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but somebody may be having some connection issues. It keeps showing that Tim Lansbury making a pass on Sean Jacobs, but I don't see that happening. Simpler and Paul Brown here battling for the 2nd position. Paul Brown down to the inside. 21, Lucas Simpler up on the outside line. Paul Brown might end up picking up the spot. Team Luca now back to the 3rd spot in that 21 car. He's not going to give up the fight, I know that. So Paul Brown now up to P2, and they're starting to challenge the 90, Todd Robillard. On board here with our 2nd place car, Paul Brown in the 77. He is all over the back of that 90. He's trying to find a way to get through. Take a look at the Givaldo Spindola here in the 68 car. Having a battle with the 30, Christian Wilson. Good battle there. Christian Wilson running in 9. Givaldo running in the 8th position. Good side-by-side battle here down the backstretch. Into turn 3, and Christian Wilson picks up that spot. Givaldo going to try to do that crossover move. Wilson gets into the wall. Givaldo taking evasive action there. Christian Wilson made contact with the wall coming off the turn. Givaldo going to try to get through. Sean Jacobs in this mix too. Look at that 24 car. He gets by the 30. So the 30 now, a little bit of damage. Sean Jacobs going down to the inside line. He's going to try to get by that 68 car. He backs off. Now trying to hit the throttle there through the turn at 68. Givaldo Spindola going to lose a spot. He just gained one. Now giving one back. So 24 getting by. Take a look at this pass here as the 82 had gotten by the 30 car. So the 82 Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. Tim Lansbury now getting through, picking up a spot. Well, guess what? Look who's in the race lead. The 77 Paul Brown gets by the 90 car and takes over the race lead. Well, I'll tell you what, man, 77 looking solid here tonight, as we would expect. Jim Willis and Todd Robillard now battling for position. This 53 and the 90. The 53 looking solid here tonight, too. He loves short tracks, man. Jim Willis is a Florida native, and he just eats, sleeps, and drinks short tracks. And he's got a battle on his hand from Todd Robillard, who likes short tracks as well. Couple short track junkies. Try to find their back end of that car. Here we go. The wrong key. These side by side here, the 53 and the 90. Look at Bartelli Jr.'s in this mix too. My heavens, man. These guys getting after it right now. Look at on the back of Jim Willis' machine. There's the key we were trying to find. Look at that. The 90, the 21, the 91, the 4. This is a wad of cars right now. This is a wad of cars. Bartelli Jr., he might end up trying to make it 3 wide before it's over with. He's looking on the bottom side of Lucas Sifner's backing up. These guys starting to go by him. They're starting to run in some lap traffic too. Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine, some lap traffic. Jim Willis going to get by. Willis running in the 2nd position. Robillard 3rd. Look at that battle for the 4th position between the 91 and they're 3 wide. They are 3 wide. Holy smokes, is this going to last? They're able to figure it out. Looking out of the front of Tiago Gomez's machine as those lead lap cars go by. Holy smokes. That got crazy right there, huh? Art Vieta now here. He's looking on the bottom side of the 90 car. Art Vieta down low. He's going to try to make a pass here on the 90. Vieta now in the 5th position. The 90. Robillard back to 6th. Our pole setter having some maybe some tire wear issues. Christian Wilson, after smacking the wall and getting passed by the 68 car down to the inside, he's going to try to get back by. Christian Wilson gaining that spot, now back up to the 10th position. Givaldo falls back to the 11th spot. Paul Brown, the leader in this 77 car, he's got a 1.9 second gap on the field. Willis in 2nd, Bartelli Jr. 3rd, Simpner 4th, Vieta is in 5th. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here as he's going by Tiago Gomez. So this Mellow Yellow sponsor machine, quiet night here for him. He's running in the 7th position. So this is his lucky paint scheme. So what an old school Mellow Yellow machine or paint scheme. Right now running in P7. Sean Jacobs running in the 8th position in the 24. And I'm looking at a little bit of maybe connection issues out of Sean. I see the car darting around a little bit. So hopefully there's not a connection issue for that 24 car, but it does look a little strange the way some of the actions of that car. You see a little pop right there. That tells me there's some little connection issue for the 24 car right now. Jim Willis starting to run down Paul Brown, I think. So Jim Willis going to be in the hunt here for the race lead before too long. See these guys coming around. Oh, Jacobs smacking the wall coming off the turn. Sean Jacobs got tight there coming off the turn and smacked the wall. And there is our race leader. Tim Lansbury running in the 9th position. Try to maybe close in on that Western Auto sponsor Camaro after seeing him hit the wall. Maybe Tim Lansbury has got it figured out here to close in on him and make a pass. Paul Brown in the 77, closing in on Givaldo. Givaldo is at the tail end of the lead lap right now. Take a look at Givaldo. He does get by, so Givaldo now 1 lap down. Take a look at Paul Brown at the wheel. smooth on the wheel, up against the wall, through the front stretch, across the start-finish line into turn 1, and the 77 now is a 2.7 second gap over second place, Jim Willis. Take a look at Lucas Simpner here running in the third position. Bardelli Jr., Jim Willis having a fight there for P2. It looks like Bardelli Jr. has gotten by Jim Willis. They're still not able to figure it out here. Jim Willis looks like he wanted to slide back through. Oh, look at this. Lucas Simpner down to the inside. He's going to battle Jim Willis. Willis may have pushed that car a little bit too hard early in the run, and now maybe paying the price as the 53 car now loses a couple positions. Take a look here as 91 car dives down to the inside and gets by the 53. Picks up that spot, and Lucas Simpner going to follow him through. Looking out of the back of Claudio Bardelli Jr.'s machine. Getting by Jim Willis. Back up here with Paul Brown, the race leader. Caution free here so far. Sean Jacobs and Tim Lansbury. John Stanley couldn't get in tonight. Sean Jacobs trying to get by. Looks like Tim Lansbury. I'm not sure what's going on with Tim. Maybe some warping issues or somebody's warping it. I think it may be Sean's situation, but it's showing me those guys racing side by side, but not the case. Lucas Simpner now trying to close back in on the 91. Bardelli Jr. Simpner to the outside. Maybe wanting to go in high there and down on the bottom side to see now going back up to the high side. These guys are in traffic. Heavy traffic now. Looking on board here with Lucas Simpner, and things getting tight right there. Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine running in the 12th spot. This guy's caution free here, 41 laps in. Simpner's downshifting there through the turn, so maybe he's figured something out. Not sure how that's going to work for fuel mileage, but it does sound like the 21 is downshifting through the turns. So we'll take a look here as we watch Lucas Simpner's telemetry as he tries to make this pass on the 91 car, and he gets by Bardelli Jr. So Simpner now to the second position. So he is downshifting. You saw him downshift as he entered the turn. See what he does in turn 1 and 2. And he is downshifting right there. So he's getting a setup, basically. It's kind of helping him brake the car without using the brakes. So interesting strategy playing out here for Lucas Simpner, who is now in second, 3.7 seconds behind the race leader. Sean Jacobs in the 24. Oh, gets into the back of the 54 car. There might have been some contact. You see some sparks flying. Tippers flaring maybe. Holy smokes, did you see that? There might have been some contact there. and hanging on to that car. Holy smokes. You can watch this again right here as Sean Jacobs gets into the back of Ed Palumbo. Right there, gives him a little bit of a punt right out of the way. Ed Palumbo working that wheel. Holy Toledo, man. Ed Palumbo was working this wheel. On board here with Ed Palumbo. Watch this. He's going to work this wheel, try to keep this car straight. Look at that. Holy smokes, that thing was flat out wrecked. Ed Palumbo did a great job at hanging on. Sean Jacobs picks up 7th. Ed Palumbo is 8th. Do not poke the hornet's nest. On board here with Ed Palumbo, and I don't know if I'd want Ed Palumbo going back up to my bumper after that little tap there, but the 24 looks like he's opening up a gap on the 54, trying to run away, put some distance there between he and 54 car. Paul Brown, the leader. Down to 2 seconds, though. Paul Brown's lead has diminished somewhat. Lucas Simpler starting to close in. 48 laps in. Paul Brown, the leader. Simpler is in second. Bardelli Jr. third. Willis in fourth. Vieira is in fifth. Take a look at Archie Vieira, and he's looked like he's going to be coming down pit lane here in the 4 car. So Archie Vieira, the first car to make a pit stop here tonight. On pit lane, the 4 of Artur Vieira. So we're starting to see some green flag pit stops here. It's Artur Vieira on pit lane. Starting to cycle. Paul Brown, the leader. Simpner is in second. 1.4 second gap now. Simpner closing in on the race lead. Trying to get that last spot of fuel there for the 4 car. Finishing up his pit stop. Coming back out on track. 77 car peeling off the track to come down pit lane. And that's going to give the race lead to the 21 car, Lucas Simpner. So Paul Brown is on pit lane. Simpner the leader. Other guys indicating they're pitting. Todd Robillard, I believe, is coming down pit lane. Yep. Lansbury, Wilson, Jacobs in the pits. Simpner's been known to save fuel, but I just can't imagine him being able to save much since he's downshifting through the turn. I don't really see other drivers doing that necessarily. See Paul Brown finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track in the 77 car, now shown in the 3rd position. There we go, the 21 coming down pit lane. Our race leader, Lucas Simpner, making a pit stop here on lap 54. Jim Willis running in second, now going to assume the race lead, I believe. So Jim Willis in the 53, Black Rifle Coffee Company Chevy Camaro is our race leader. And he's coming down pit lane. He wanted to get that lap led, and he did. So now he's coming down pit lane. That looked a little fast to me right there. That 53 might have just sped. There's the entrance to pit lane, so maybe not. Well, Paul Brown in the 77 back to the race lead, and he is rolling up on some lap traffic. Look at this, a little bit of a log jam in front of him. 82, the 24, the 9X. Paul Brown wants to get through, wants to put some distance between he and the other cars behind. Simpler second, Willis third, Bardelli Jr. now in third. Willis is back to the fourth position. And they are side by side, Tim Lansbury and the 24 of Sean Jacobs. 77 wants to get through. Might end up getting pacey. The 24 maybe gives way to the 82. The 82 going to try to hold on, but 77 on those fresher tires might be in okay position to lap these guys. Jacobs now a lap down. Oh, and Paul Brown hits the wall coming off the turn. Off turn 4, Paul Brown in the 77 car made contact with the outside wall. How much does that affect his handling? See, he's got a 1.5 second gap over Lucas Simpner. 1.7, he is climbing away there. It's a 1.5 second gap, so it is tightening up here a little bit. Todd Robillard down to the inside. Art Deviette up on the outside. That 4 car, the 90 Freightliner sponsored Camaro. Todd Robillard, one of our Rhode Island drivers. Makes a pass, picks up a position, so he is now in the 4th spot. Christian Wilson picking up a spot there as Gomez comes down pit lane, and Gomez gets caught speeding, I believe. Gomez got caught speeding, and he is back on pit lane. Look at that. Oh, man. You know what that means? Shake the nightstick at that guy. There he goes, coming back down pit lane. Don't wink at him, just shake the nightstick at him. So back up to the front is the 77 trying to weave his way through traffic. Gomez sped, so he came back down pit lane and decided to retire his machine. So we do have one guy out of the race. We're caution-free, 63 laps in. We are approaching halfway. As Paul Brown now gets by Tim Lansbury, who's in that 82 car. Sean Jacobs closing back in on Lansbury. These guys have been racing each other for quite a few laps off and on. Lansbury got around the 24. Now the 24 trying to maybe get that spot back. He's got some on board here with Lansbury. Looking out of the back of Lansbury's machine. Oh, boy, that's tight right there. That is tight. That's tight as the 24 down to the inside. He wants that spot back. Tim Lansbury, the 82 car, up on the high side. Lucas Simpner is watching this action. He's running in P2. Looking out of the front of his machine. He wants to get around both these guys. He's down to the inside. He gets around the 82. Now sets his sights on that 24. Simpner running in second. These guys battling it out. Running in 8th and 9th. 9th place car, Lansbury behind. Now the 8th place car, Sean Jacobs just ahead. Paul Brown definitely aware that Lucas Simpner has a faster car right now. Simpner is stuck in a little traffic. You see Paul Brown coming around right there. Simpner goes by in that yellow machine. Simpner wants to get around the 24 car. Simpner still downshifting. Whatever it is, it's working for him. Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in the third spot as Tim Lansbury in the 82 is in ninth, 1 lap down. Sean Jacobs also 1 lap down. He's the first car 1 lap down in the 8th spot. As we take a look at the 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. "70 laps in, we've been caution free." That's what we like to see, man. We like to see some green flag pit stops. Spreads the field out a little bit. Of course, you know, whenever you had caution flags, brings that field closer together, all the cars, and that's when secondary cautions happen. Tertiary, quaternary. Caution flag. I tell you who does not want to see a caution flag. 1.9 second lead over second place car. That is Paul Brown in the 77. He wants to see this bad boy play out. Simpler now 2 seconds behind. Bardelli Jr. 3.2. Robillard 12.6. Yet rounding out the top 5 is 14.5 second back. That's a good battle between he and Jim Willis. As Jim Willis makes that pass, gets by the the 4 cars. The 53 now up to 5th. Vieira back to 6th. Take a look at this pass here as the 53 dives down to the inside line. He's going to take that position. Now up to P5. Vieira back to 6th. Take a look at Jim Willis as we go back live. And at 53 running in P5. A little lap traffic here with the 30 car. Christian Wilson, we haven't talked about him too much. Good to see Christian back out. He's running in the 10th position. Look at that. Christian Wilson, oh, it gets a little bit loose right there. It gets into the 53 car. He got loose. Did you see that car slide around? So the 30 got loose. It was almost caught up in a little bit of a tangle with the 53. Now Lansbury may be on pit lane. I'm not sure what the deal is with the 82 car. There was some information that he got passed on the track, but I think it's Sean Jacobs is warping and not being scored part of the circuit. That's what I think. I've been seeing him warp, and anytime I've get a little bit of a mistake in my readout, it's been involving his car. So 24 might have some connection issues here tonight. .9 second gap over the second place car. Paul Brown is the leader. Siffner second. Bardelli Jr. is in third. Robillard in the 4th spot. We'll take a look at Todd Robillard in the 90. The 53 is closing in on him, so this battle is starting to heat up between P4, P5. Willis in the 53. Closing in on the 90. Todd Robillard. It's a good battle here on the track between the 90 and the 53. And I think that 53 is going to try to take that spot before it's over with. So he's down to the inside. This about ready to get. This is going to get a little fun here, as I think the 53 does end up getting that spot. I can't swing the camera anymore here for some reason. As the 53 takes over that position. take a look here at this pass. Jim Willis goes down to the inside and gets by the 90. Picks up now up to the 4th position. The 90's back to 5th. '77 car in a little bit of lap traffic. He's getting by the 4. Vieira is in 7th, Palumbo 6th, and the 77 has now put the 4 car down a lap. Ed Palumbo may be the next victim here if we don't have a caution flag. This 77 car on rails. They're 2.4 second gap over Lucas Sinfiner. Bardelli Jr. 3rd, Willis 4th, Robillard is 5th. Givaldo Spindler there letting that 53 car go by. So Givaldo, one of the nicest guys on the track, man. He's always, he realizes somebody's faster. He lets him go and tells him, hey, go ahead and pass me. 68 car running in the 11th spot. He's 3 laps down. Letting the 53 car go by. 53, Jim Willis running in P4. '77 now down below that mellow yellow Camaro, and Paul Brown puts the 54 lap down. He is in 6th position. Lucas Sinfiner's closed the gap. I mean, Sinfiner's on the move right now. He is closing in. Can he get by the 54 of Ed Palumbo? Paul Brown just ahead is the leader, but Lucas Sinfiner is looking fast here. His part of the run, he sees downshifting just for a moment, just maybe to set that car up as he enters the turn. Helps, acts like a brake. Helps turn the car. Get yourself down to that white line. And maybe without using up your brakes. Tim Lansbury and Arthur Vieira here battling it out. Lansbury in the 82 up on the high side. The 4, Arthur Vieira battling. Trying to hold on to the 8th position. Lansbury scraping the wall across the start-finish line. Lansbury might have led that, but he had to work for that one. Gets that spot on the 4. Todd Robillard now getting by Givaldo Spindler. He is running in the 5th position. Spindler is shown in 11th. It was Givaldo letting go. Just said, hey, pass me. That's track awareness, too. Givaldo Spindler's got some great track awareness. He knows the rules. He knows the etiquette. Gets here and chats it up before the race starts. Good to see Jomar Peixoto in here in the chat session too, by the way. Look at this. We got a battle for the race lead. We have got a battle for the race lead. Paul Brown, Lucas Sinfiner. Battling it out. Sinfiner, I think, is a little bit faster. Closed in on Paul Brown. 0.2 of a second down to zip. And the 21 car to the lead. Oh, we got a yellow flag here. Oh, my heavens. 94 laps in and a yellow flag as Lucas Sinfiner just took the race lead. let's take a look and see what happened here. Christian Wilson may have come around here. He got into the wall there. Oh, he catches that wall, and it catches the car. That thing's sparking and ends up getting into the outside wall. My heavens. Yeah, it looked like he had caught the wall. Take watch here, right here. A little bit. There's a little gap right there in the wall. That's not it. Oh, man, he hits that wall trying to set himself up for the turn, and this thing is on for a ride. Ooh. That was a hard lick. Right here, man. Watch this. As he gets close right there, he just smacks the wall and then upsets the balance of the car as he's driving down into the turn, into turn 3, and self-spin up into the wall. So on pit lane here, the 90, the 21. Tight pit lane here at Memphis. 21 there, getting out ahead of the 77 cars. So holding on to that. 40 laps to go. And Palumbo got the lucky dog, so a good deal for him. Oh, he gets into the back of the 68 car. So 68 almost came to a stop there. And Palumbo ran into the back of him. Well, Simpner is the leader. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be at Darlington, the Lady in Black, for 110 laps in a great, great mod. The Saturday Night Thunder is a great series. And these are the big boys. The Cup cars at Darlington tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coming up on May the 28th, we've got 100 laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Indy cars. Should be a great one, man. Going to be a lot of fun there. And we're going to be doing that stream for you at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, May the 28th, the night before the official Indy 500. All right, we're getting to one to go. It looks like Lucas Simpner has elected to maintain his position on the inside line. Paul Brown will start on the outside line. 53, Jim Willis has had a great night here so far, running in the third position. The 90, Todd Robillard starts in fourth. 24, Sean Jacobs will start in the fifth position. I believe actually it looked like Sean might be in eighth. He's just in the middle of this pack here, it looks like. Looks like the pace car is off. Here we go. Back to green. Start lap 99.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. Simpner gets a good jump there. The 90 trying to push that 77, giving him a run. 90 missing that turn. Looks like the 53 diving down to the inside line. That 53 going to pick up that spot there as the 90 inched ahead. But the 53, who actually did start in the third position, getting by the 90. 21 looking stout here, man. Does he have an early run car? 77's got to watch his 6 because he's got Jim Willis back there as well. Look at that battle out of the back of Lucas Simpler's machine. Paul Brown, Jim Willis, Odd Robillard, Arthur Vieira. Look at that, 77 diving to the outside line, looking to try to make something happen. He's going to leave the door open for Jim Willis on the inside line. Can Jim Willis pull off that pass? So Simpler is downshifting, and he didn't have to worry about saving gas now. I mean, he can just go all out. There's only 32 laps to go, 33 laps to go. And Simpler the leader. Paul Brown second, Willis in third. Robillard is in the 4th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91, the 54 of Ed Palumbo in that Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. He'd gotten the lucky dog, now battling for P5. And Bardelli Jr., he's got a battle on his hands here with the Mellow Yellow sponsor machine, and they're tight right there. They get into one another. 54 and the 91 get into one another. Uh-oh. That's going to get interesting. There might have been some contact. Look at this. Some extracurricular right there down the front or down the backstretch. And then right there in the turn, the 91 hanging on as there was contact between the two. Go out of Givaldo Spindle's machine. Watch this. See that contact there? Ed Palumbo got into him and then maybe rub some more paint off. He said, hey, I didn't rub enough paint off the first time. Let's try it again. You're on lap 106. Lucas Simpler now out to 0.8 of a second lead. Willis in third, Robillard fourth, Bardelli Jr. is fifth. So he had gotten back by Ed Palumbo. Take a look at that. Ed Palumbo now losing that position. Oh, they're still leaning on each other. Bardelli Jr. leaning on that 54 car. Said maybe trying to put that paint back on there. So the 91 getting back by. Look at this, the 90 and the 53 battling it out. Arthur Vieira in this mix too. Good three-way battle here. The 90 going to get by that 53. Robillard said it is go time. Down the backstretch. Still side by side with Jim Willis. Jim Willis, one of those short track guys. He loves these short tracks. He's going to be a hard one to pass, but Robillard likes him as well and gets by. Robillard in third, Willis in the 4th position. Vieira is in 5th. Tim Lansbury in the 82 is on pit lane. This is interesting. Maybe they don't have enough fuel to make it to the end. Simpler the leader, 0.7 of a second behind is Paul Brown. Paul Brown's cut into that gap just slightly. These guys, I tell you what, the 54, say these guys can't figure it out as the 91 was down to the inside line. The 54 gets by, so I don't know what happened to Bardelli Jr., but like that car had gotten down, way down to the inside here. We'll take a look. This is long after he'd passed the 54 car. Claudio Bardelli Jr. trying to get by that 24. Now the 24, Sean Jacobs shown in 8th. You see right there. Oh, there was contact right. Oh, man, there was contact with the 24. That's what it was. The 91 hanging on to that thing, but now giving that spot back. Just as quickly as I say that, I think Bardelli Jr. might have passed him back. This gap is tightened up, man. It's 0.5 of a second here. Lucas Simpler the leader. Paul Brown in second. Closed the gap now to 0.5 a second back. It was 0.8 of a second. Jim Willis says, hey, I want that spot. Team Realtree Black Rifle Coffee Company 53 car picking up P3. Todd Robillard now back to fourth. Couple Camaros there running together. Third Camaro in that little trilogy will be Arthur Vieta in the 4 car. Sean Jacobs in the 24. He's also in this mix. He is running in the 8th position. One of the best out there really at adjusting to the he's got a strategy picked out. He knows the track. By the time he gets here, he figures out a strategy, and a lot of it has to do with snookering these guys on maybe on saving tires, saving fuel. And it looks like he is backed up a little bit to save some tires, and maybe Paul Brown used them up getting around some traffic. But Simpner is the leader. Paul Brown second, Willis third, Robillard fourth, Bardelli Jr. is in fifth. Valdo Spindle in the 68, let the 82 Tim Lansbury go by. Now Lansbury's shown 2 laps down. He's going to need a caution flag. Take a look at Tim Lansbury in the 82, running in the 9th position. .120 laps in, and we are winding it down. As Lucas Simpner, can he snooker the crowd here, man? Normally fuel mileage is his modus operandus, but tonight he's maybe doing a little bit different strategy entering the turn, downshifting, setting the car up, helping it turn a little bit better, maybe saving some tires. He's got a 1 second gap over the 2nd position car, Paul Brown, as you see he's now trying to put the 30 car another lap down. Christian Wilson, a member of Team Luca, lets him go, now down 4 laps. He's been out for a little bit. Good to see Christian Wilson back. Take a look at the 30 car, Christian Wilson, running in 11th. And again, he hasn't been racing, so you got to stay up on the. If you want to keep, the car up in the pack and so forth, you really got to get some practice laps in, get some laps in traffic. But sometimes life gets in the way. Certainly know that. Nonetheless, we'll take him any way we can get him. Got this 24, Sean Jacobs. Now in the 8th position. He is 1 lap down, now in 7th. Vieta is in 8th. .1 second gap over our 2nd place car, Paul Brown. Willis 3rd, Robillard 4th, Bardelli Jr. is in 5th. And that gap is widening as the 21 has the strongest car right now. Todd Robillard and Claudio Bardelli Jr. fighting it out here in the closing laps. Oh, the 90 car in the wall. There's Bardelli Jr. on the inside, so the 90 and the 91 battle it out. Looks like the 91 now in 4th. Robillard falls back to 5th. A little bit of contact with the outside wall for the 90 car. Arthur Vieta's in this mix too. And again, extending that lead now to 2 seconds over Paul Brown. A little over 2 seconds. Willis is third, Bardelli Jr. fourth, Robillard rounding out the top 5. 6 cars on the lead lap. San Palumbo is 12.9 seconds down in 6th. Something's happened to Artivieta. Looks like maybe not. Looks like there was some warping with 5 laps to go. One of these drivers has had some warping issues, I believe. And that is Sean Jacobs. He was having some warping issue. Paul Brown, can the 77 close in? 2.5 second gap. He needs a caution flag. Luke is like, I do not want a caution flag, man. He is sideways coming off the turn through the tri-oval area. Spindle letting Lucas Sinfler go by. And again, that's just race etiquette right there that Givaldo Spindle is well aware of. 3 laps to go for the 21 car. Look at this, Artivieta here. Sean Jacobs may have had to come down pit lane, so the 4 car staying out. Picking up a spot. Sean Jacobs now back to the 8th position. 2 laps to go. Cross the start-finish line. We got 1 to go for the 21 car. And he's got a big lead, 3.3 second gap on the field. Brown in second, Willis third, Bardelli Jr. fourth, Robillard is in 5th. And the 21, I think he's going to do it here. It's all over but the shouting. And crosses that start-finish line in P1. So Lucas Sinfler gets the race win. And I can't turn my camera for some reason. Not letting me do it. So this is going to be an interesting screenshot, that's for sure. So Lucas Sinfler gets the win in the 21. Congratulations to him. Well, congratulations to Lucas Sinfler on getting the win here at Memphis. Great job for him. So we'll see if we can't get Luca up here in the booth with us. Let's take a look at the final results here as before we have a chat with Lucas Simpner. Again, thanks for joining us here tonight, man. Look at this. Lucas Simpner gets the win. Paul Brown second. Jim Willis finishes in third. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in the fourth position. Todd Robillard finishes fifth. Ed Palumbo sixth. Archie Vieira finishes in the seventh position. That was my pick to win. Sean Jacobs actually eighth. Ninth, Tim Lansbury. Givaldo Spindola finishes in the 10th position. For some reason we got some wacky things going on there. Christian Wilson finishes in 11th, and Thiago Gomez finishes in the 12th position. A little bit lighter crowd here tonight, but we had 12 drivers. So Lucas Simpner gets the win here at Memphis. Kind of a weird screenshot here because I couldn't move the camera around, so it is what it is. Not a bad one. We'll see if we can't get a blast here with Lucas Simpner coming up here and join us in the booth. All right, we're joined up here in the booth by Lucas Simpner getting the big win here at our inaugural event at Memphis. Congratulations.
Thank you. Memphis is such a great track. I thought it was going to be, maybe not that great, kind of like Martinsville, a lot of bumping and rubbing, but it turned out to be a lot better than I expected.
Well, an interesting strategy for you that I don't think the other guys were doing is it looked like you were briefly shifting down into third as you entered the turn, maybe to set that car up and then just dropping it back into fourth?
I was using it at the start of the corner, not, by the time you hit the apex, I was already back and forth, just to, turn the car a bit, get some engine braking, and ultimately I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I was kind of on to you, man. I got in your car and I switched the overlays over to kind of show some of the telemetry, and it was definitely showing you were shifting. And I figured you were doing that to turn the car. It was what an excellent strategy. Kind of had that. You had to be patient for it to work here because after pit stops, you were able to finally get around Paul Brown and run off away from him there, and also manage your way through lap traffic. Hit the wrong button there. Sorry, Luca. What I was saying is, I was watching your telemetry tonight and was kind of on to you, watching you do that, and suspected that you were trying to set the car up. Panned out for you late in the race because you finally had, after pit stops, gotten around Paul Brown and then ran away and just had to jockey through some lap traffic.
Yeah, we got pretty lucky at the end of the second stint. I got around Paul. 1 lap later, caution came out. So, it could have been a whole different story if it was the other way around. Or, 1 lap, 2 laps earlier. But, I guess luck was on our side tonight.
Kudos to the pit crew there for getting you out ahead of the 77 car as well.
That was pretty close as well. The Todd Robillard, he wasn't helping either.
Well, next week we have Texas Motor Speedway. I know you've been a little bit of a part-time racer here in the Buschwacker Series this season, but Texas, that's a fun track, man. Is that on the menu for you?
Texas, could be. I think it'll be pretty fun. It'll be interesting to see how the track progresses throughout the race, if I remember correctly.
Well, hey, congratulations to the 21 car. Got the school bus in victory lane, and Team Luca, another win for the crew there at Team Luca. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, and I think all the other racers might have to go back to school.
Oh God, I can't believe you went there. A war has officially started here.
Well, I can drive them on the school bus.
All right, I know you like the school bus in Wreckfest, apparently, right?
That is true.
All right, man. Good luck to you in Wreckfest and next week at Texas.
Thank you.
So that's Lucas Simpner now laying down the gauntlet. The battle has officially started. 21 doing what it takes. Normally it's a fuel mileage type of situation with him, but he had this figured out. It's very impressive on what he did. with downshifting, setting that car up. I knew what he was doing, and I just didn't know whether it was going to work out. And, he did it quickly enough, shifted back up into fourth quickly enough. It really wasn't messing around with the fuel mileage, to be honest with you. So, that's something to be aware of. That strategy, and that it didn't come down to a fuel mileage race. It really didn't eat up that much fuel for him, and he did a great job. So these guys are going to have to figure that out, that's for sure. But anyway, we got Texas coming up next week, 100-lap race, and it should be a blast, man. Texas is always good. Charlotte, another cookie cutter, coming up on May 27th, and Gateway Raceway on June the 3rd to finish out the season. Don't forget, tomorrow night we got Darlington Raceway, 110 laps there, race number 4 of the season. Racing starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a Saturday Night Thunder at the Lady in Black. Coming up tomorrow, April the 14th. Well, that was a fun race, man. Like watching races like that. Interesting. It's a little strategy, a little different strategy as far as just attacking the track. Not really a pit strategy type of thing. Just get out there and make it happen on the track. And Lucas Simpfer had it figured out. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Appreciate it. Lively chat. I had about 14 people watching the race. That's cool. Love that. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Share my videos all down there. Man, you can share all those videos anywhere you want there. Anywhere you can share YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to share mine. Encourage your friends to come here to the TurnLeftTV channel and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live. And again, thanks so much for joining us here. It was really good to see my folks, my friends in the chat session. Dennis Udichin sending out my well wishes to him, especially. So, and again, thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV tonight. It was a lot of fun. Really appreciate you joining me. Next week, on May the 28th, we got a special event for you. Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the IndyCars, a 100-lap race on Saturday, May the 28th, the night before the Indy 500. We're going to race 250 miles at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in that official IndyCar mod. Racing starts at 3 p.m., or the stream will start at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to join us, come on out. We'd love to have you, man. It's going to be a fun one. Big field, I expect there. We'll hopefully be caution-free. That'd be great. All right, man. Thanks so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. That's done it for me. I think I'm going to get out of here tonight. We'll see you later. I am out of here.